Welcome back to Tia and Niki. Welcome to all my newcomers and welcome to my tried and true. Today is a great day. We're going to get into transitioning to Merida and what that looks like. I'm going to tell y'all it is quite comprehensive. There's so many layers. So let's get into it. Welcome everybody. I'm here. Let's get into it. Hey, happy Saturday. I hope that you're having a wonderful day. You're probably seeing this sometime during the evening. I've been so busy, y'all. I missed y'all. You know, I'll be telling y'all this therapeutic for me. And I hope that it's of immense information and guidance because I know that's what you need. I know that's why you're here. So let's jump into it. Transitioning to Merida. I will tell you, it is an ongoing experience. I have evolved in ways that I didn't even know was possible. Little things to larger things like having a YouTube channel. To small things like I used to be a night person. Now I'm a morning person. I'm up early. Battled every morning to go to work. I'm up at 5:30 and enjoying the quiet and peace of the morning. So it's much better on this side of town, y'all. Yes, it is. So transition to Merida. First, I want you to get your pen and paper, your iPad, your notebook, whatever you got, and all of this information will be in the description, okay? So I want you to start at the basics, which is your research. So this is a pretty serious video. We're going to get into some nooks and crannies of developing your fortitude to reach your goals, whether it be here in Merida or anywhere abroad, just out of the U.S. BS. So, first, and you know I got my notebook. First, let's do the research. It depends on how deep you want to go into research. I went all the way to the Battle of Merida. I wanted to know when Merida was founded. You know, a lot of the information that was skipped in schooling, a lot. And then the cultural differences, the agricultural, the historical facts, prominent figures from the area. So research that along with weather, demographics, also employment, benefits, healthcare. There are so many layers to your research. I find it more lucrative to go and kind of research it for yourself, opposed to getting information from other people depending on what it is. Like health insurance would be suited to you. You may be a family of 2 or 3 or 4. You may be a family of 1. Because it is me, myself, and I, right? So it depends on it being, customized to what you need depending on your lifestyle. So certain things, general information definitely is out there, and then having conversations or conversing with people who have been through the experience while you're here, and they can share an inside take of what it's like to be here. So let's get more into it. Next, the culture. In your research too, spend a little time with the culture, getting to know the roots of the people. Now, I will say with sadness that we have lost a lot of our cultural history and facts pre-U.S. history. And so we have to dig and find those things. They've even eradicated it from the schools. The little that was there that was very cyclical and repetitive, they got rid of that in the schools as well, definitely in the southern states. So it's our onus, right, to go and find this information. And I know a lot of us are thirsty for it. I went through my transition with that too, with discovering the lies, discovering the deception, discovering the underbelly of a lot of our accomplishments and misinformation that we were fed living in the States. So as you do your due diligence in researching your own personal history or cultural facts, take a little bit of time to just research the richness of the Mayan culture, the Aztec, and you will find that we are kind of one. You'll see a lot of synchronicities, a lot of similarities. We all know we come from the same root. So it's amazing to see the branches and the evolution of the branches and the tree, the leaves and all of that. So dedicate some time to go in and study the culture. Also invest in the language. I know a lot of you all talked about if you could live here and not know Spanish, Espanol. Now, it is beneficial to know the language. If you're going to live here, definitely, and it depends on if you want to be fluent or if you want to be able to hold a conversation with your neighbor. It's levels. So some people took years, 5 years to become fluent. Other people are like, I'm good where I am. I know what they're saying, entiendo, I understand. I'm able to respond. I'm able to get help if I need and make transactions. So language is very important, and how much you invest in it is definitely how much you'll receive from it. Another thing is food and nutrition. So I've talked about before, and a lot of you all have mentioned that if you look at my previous videos from when I first got here, like with Cartess, I was inflamed, and I knew I had a lot of inflammation. And I talk about in my previous videos when I first came, the inflammation that I was experiencing, along with joint pains, sleep issues. A lot comes with it, right? So this inflammatory state, I think, is you're not only a physical being or lifestyle or a way of being, it's also a mental inflammation, right? Or inflammatory mental issues as well. From everything that we digest from the States, whether it be food, material, entertainment, gossip, whatever, politics. So that's a heavy one, heavy energy there. So learn about the food and nutrition here, because it's a different agriculture. Everything is grown here. I'm going to tell you, if you try to bring an apple over here, at the thing, they're going to take it and throw it in the garbage. They gave me one on the plane. I got the immigration customs when I got here. Forgot I had it in my pocketbook. They took it, threw it in the trash. It was over, because agriculture is big here. A lot of fruit stands, juice stands with real juices from the fruit, not water and sugar and abstract, but the fruit. And even if you let it sit, because I've talked about the jugos, I love them, strawberry, sandia, watermelon, lemon. It's just, the juices. It separates. When you put it in the refrigerator, you'll see the water at the top and the fruit will settle at the bottom. Shake it up. It is the most purifying and tasty treat of Mexico. So whatever you do, go to a local stand and get one of the juices of your choosing. It's in a clear bottle. You can't miss it. No labeling, no nothing. Authentic. So food and nutrition is good. It's helped me to lose the inflammation quite a bit. It's helped my mother with her blood pressure. And then the fruit people come in your neighborhood. The fruit and vegetable man comes to my neighborhood, parks on the corner. Go out there. He's out there for maybe 15, 20 minutes and get your fresh vegetables and fruit. And also fruit that is expensive in the state, like dragon fruit. I think upwards of $4 or $5 for one, 20 pesos, a buck or so, if that, depending on where you go. So learn about nutrition. Understand that the States is more about salts. They cure and salts. All food has salts and sugar. That's the addiction, right? So here they use a lot of spices and herbs. So my people who grow naturally know what I'm talking about. And a lot of things that we don't. Saffron. I've never really used saffron. I think I'm pronouncing it right. I know some people who have, but it's not a traditional spice or herb that we use in the States. However, it's used here quite heavily. So do that. Another thing on your research, because we're talking about research, so we want to research that culture, the language, food and nutrition, colonials, which are neighborhoods. So we mentioned before that each colonial has their own stores and markets and bodegas and restaurants and everything. You don't have to drive across town to go to Walmart, although there are not many here. There are sectional, so it's just a zip down the street. I have one on this side of town. I have one on my other side of town, and we were over in Chaberna, and now we're over in Las Brisas. So we have one over here too. Everything you need, Costco's and things like that. So when you look to move into these neighborhoods or want to visit and stay in an Airbnb or something like that, know that get somewhere local and you won't have to worry about finding the fresh fruits, the fresh vegetables, restaurants. Now, there are some like in Centro on Paseo de Mateo where you just want to go for the experience. It's only one rosé and chocolate. So information in the description, upscale, very nice place, but it's one. So if you want that, you will have to go to Centro for some of the places that you probably will like. So let's move on to the other one. Okay, so research. So relocation. I've talked to a lot of you all, and huge shout out to all my consultation clients, and I really appreciate you all reaching out to me, and I'm glad that you find this information valuable. I'm glad that I'm able to assist you in making this transition, whether you're visiting or whether you're coming to live here. Because I'm going to tell you, a visit maybe get a relocation journey for you, and everybody is advances at their own rate and date, so don't worry about it. Put your blinders on and run your race and get where you're going. Don't worry about time. It's on your side. Merida's not going anywhere. I often get people asking me, you think too many people to move there and mess it up? Well, it's a country. So they may move to Mexico, but I don't think they can mess up Mexico. I mean, Mexico is very accepting environment if you're willing to integrate into the culture and kind of let the mentality of the U.S. go, to release it and allow the transition to happen. And that's what we're talking about now. Today, we're talking about transition to Merida. So relocation assistance. So we got a couple of cards in play. When you get a consultation, I can give you some resources because we don't blast out people's personal information on my channel. But that's one of the luxuries. Also, that's one of the luxuries of getting a consultation is I will give you resources, doctors, things like that you can reach out to. So relocation assistance is included in that. But we all know to reach out to Cartess over at Move Abroad and Thrive. He will be able to either assist you or direct you. Okay? Now, another interesting thread that we all have. We're moving here, and I've been talking to y'all, and this is one of my favorite subjects, right? Is the tribe here, right? Finding your tribe, or being open enough for your tribe to find you. Hello. Which has been my experience. You in the U.S., we are closed. We are shut down. We are actually bred to sever relationships, even with family, not even heal it. Just walk away. Now, understand if it's toxic, you got to do what you got to do. Don't get it twisted. But if there are relationships that could heal with just a conversation, we are not really directed or inspired or encouraged to do those things with other people. So here is a yielding of the heart chakra space, the throat chakra space, where it opens up, if you allow it, to open up for your tribe to come to you. Open up your energy field so that your tribe can vibrationally gravitate towards you. Now you got to be open, and you kind of got to network. You got to get out there because they're not going to knock on the door. but they may knock on your phone with a group. They may knock on your door with, hey, let's get together. I want you to meet this person, and you kick it off with that person. So be open to finding your tribe and also apply some energy into finding your tribe. I know a lot of you are introverts. I was an introvert in the States. Look, we all got one friend, and that friend might be probably kind of shady. So I get it. I get it. But here is like, first you got to kind of yield to that mentality, because it's just a reflection of where you are, not who you are. So pulling the reins on that. And I'm not saying that everybody you meet, you're going to kick it and it's going to be great and it's going to be, it's still a finding thing. There's still a foundational element here. So be willing to also let go of groups that you don't gel with. I've been in a group for about 3 or 4 months. I'm not connecting with anybody. I feel odd. There's a difference in age or difference in background or goals or mentality, and move on to a group that's more suitable for you, or even create a group. And that way you can bring people in instead of looking out. So it's a reciprocal energy. As much as you invest is as much as you will receive. So finding your tribe, expats, relationships, and human nature is all at play. You're dealing with human nature, which is people, you have healed people and unhealed people. Sometimes the two is hard to come together because one person is healed and offering suggestions or solutions, and the other person is trauma bathing. And so it becomes a feeding frenzy. Energetic or emotional vampires, you know what I mean? Y'all know what I'm talking about. A lot of that going on in the States because there's a deprivation of compassion. There's a deprivation of love. There's a deprivation of cohesiveness. So people here are really hungry for building the bridges because we burned so many and blown up so many and was like, forget the bridge, because that's what we've been bred to do. We're in a state of building and creating communities, because that's the vibe in Mexico. That's the vibe in Merida. These are the kindest, most loving people, accepting and understanding, pretty passive. I haven't seen a Karen. I haven't seen any aggression, and I've been here almost a year. No arguments, nothing. It's just peaceful. So you got to bring that peaceful energy with you when you come. And I know it's hard. That's why we're talking about the transition and what you will go through. So feeding from human nature and being an expat in a foreign country and trying to build new relationships and dealing with human nature, it may affect you like it did in the States on the onset of isolation. And I want to encourage you not to do that. Take time. As I mentioned, in the States, I was an introvert. Here, I'm an ambivert. I'm in and I'm out. I'm in and I'm out. Taking minutes to recharge and then getting back out there and enjoying this beautiful Merida life. So isolation and self-preservation are two different stories. So I want to share this with you when it comes to isolation and finding your tribe. I overheard a conversation that a young lady was having, and she was like, I got some friends in the state, but I see them when I see them. And even if we don't talk for a year, I just want to know they okay. And if we talk, and just check on them and see how they doing, And it's such a separation there, because that's not when I was in the States, absolutely, I thought that way. But the transition, the evolution of transforming here is like, I can't not talk to my girlfriends for a couple days. I want to know they're okay. I need to hear their voice or send a message, because there's a connection here. And we don't have all these outside forces dictating to us who we should be or what we should do or how we should live. We live in the most abundant way, in the most peaceful way here. My experience, right? So, that is a transition that happens, a mental and emotional shift. Things are getting shifty, where it's like, okay, I got to let go of this if you choose to do so. Evolving into, hey, you know what? That's a mindset of being born, bred, and raised in the States. I am here now where I live in a community and in a culture that's cohesive, where it's all about family. These people go out to restaurants, the baby is there and the grandmama is there. Everybody is there. Most eating establishments or bars or something have a daycare in the back and somebody there to watch the child. So it's a different culture, it's a different community, and it's something that I think we came from, but we lost when we went to the States, and we just are not who we were meant to be. Okay? So check on your friends, check on your people, because the living in the States definitely disassembles relationships, or they make them conditional. I'm going to be your friend if you do it my way. Oh, you got a problem? I can't deal with that, but I'm still your friend though. Well, friends, it's definitive. You need a definition for that, based on who you are. So, keep that in mind during this transition. Now, let's move into some successful measures of fortitude, some reinforcement, something that will strengthen you for your journey. I talk about Batman, Catwoman with the utility belt. So you gotta arm yourself. You gotta get your tools ready, your resources, connections, and things that will make your experience the absolute best it can be. Now, there's people that have come here and have had negative experiences. They stayed in the wrong part of town. They didn't get to go nowhere. They stayed in their room for 4 days and didn't get no Merida flavor. No crystals popped. It's some people that brought somebody with them and they messed it up for them. There's so many different dynamics. People that wanted to come and stay longer. People that didn't stay long enough or need to stay longer. You know what I mean? To get what time of the year you come. As I mentioned, where you stay when you come. All of these things are very important to your transition for visiting and definitely for living. So, successful measures of fortitude. Okay, resources and using them. When you acquire all of these things that you researched about the culture, the language, the food, nutrition, colonials and relocation, isolation, relationships, the human nature, groups, now you got to apply it. It don't mean nothing if it stay up here. It just be up there. And then you forget it. You see something shiny. And there you go. You're off to the races. So, apply what you learn day by day. The more you do it, it becomes habit, become consistent in researching something from those categories every day, every other day, on the weekend when you have time. And then apply it to your journey. Relocation, where do I want to live? Do I even want to live in Merida? It's hot. Maybe I need to look at Puerto Vallarta, Mexico City. What my budget look like? What are the budgets in the place? What's the median income for this part of Mexico? What is the median income or transitional median income from U.S.? Because Mexico is like New York City. It's a lot of people. The rent is kind of high depending on, or in contrast to where I am now, depending on where you stay in Mexico. So things to keep in mind. Apply them. Say, hey, Tulum is even less expensive than Merida or Oaxaca, spelled Oaxoaka, I think. It should be on the screen. Even less money than that. So trimming the fat, seeing what you need based on your lifestyle. People with a big family want to be in the active neighborhoods where the kids can walk to the mall or walk to the store because they'll go. Whereas when you're a senior, you're not walking nowhere. Over in my age, we're not walking a lot of walking. If we need to go grocery shopping, the Uber will work. So it cuts down on your need to be in a particular colonial or a particular neighborhood, things to research. And also things that you won't know when you move here. Everybody got to start a home. I had to start a home. Everybody got to start a home until you get acclimated to the environment and know where you are. And it's still an ongoing process. I know people that have moved quite a few times until they found the place that was for them. So, application of the knowledge that you know through your research and as you're writing, as you're typing, as you're notepadding, apply it and take action. Y'all, come on. You know my saying. You got to do the work. You can't call nobody and say, look, this is happening. I'm going to go ahead and chill today, and I want to know if you could go to work for me. But no, I'm going to still need my paycheck. I just want you to go and work for me. No, nobody can do it for you. You got to show up, even if you was out late last night. Even if you worked your part-time job. You got to show up at work or wherever. Show up in the relationship. Show up in parenthood. Show up in assistance with helping someone or in a group or head of an organization. You got to show up and you got to do the work. This, my beloveds, is the work. This is it. The transition is the work. And the more you put in, once you're going through it and coming out of it, and I think it's ongoing, it's just levels, adjustments, degrees, if you will, it becomes easier. It becomes lighter when you're self-sufficient, when you learn a little bit of the language, when you know where you want to live, when you reach out for assistance, when you're eating good food. Okay? So, taking action, getting it popping. Make it pop, boo. Y'all can do this. You can do this. Okay? Next thing, willingness to let go internally and externally. Internally or externally. And or both. A lot of you all have come to me about your stuff. Go take my course on how to get rid of your stuff. Look at the video that's in the description on ways to get rid of your stuff, because I did it. I got rid of a car and a whole house full of furniture because it was too much to carry. And I didn't feel as if it couldn't be replaced because it's things. They got cars here. They got furniture here. They got everything here. It's here. So I didn't really lose anything, except it just affected my emotional attachment to those things. And once you understand, it's just an emotional attachment. Because I can think about that thing that I had that I gave away, like my car, and I get warm and fuzzy inside. But I'm happy. I had it for 14 years. Long time. And I'm happy I had it. Now we're on to greener pastures. So, getting rid of the external stuff, learning how to get rid of it, taking the course, investing in yourself so you'll know how to do these things. You won't have to ask nobody. You're like, yo, you can help somebody else and show them how to get rid of their stuff. They see you happy, living your best life in Merida. They like, I want some of that juju. Because that's what y'all doing to me. You're like, you look good. You're doing all right. Your face is smaller. You look like you're happy. It's been a year. We can see it. So I don't have to convince y'all. I just have to assist y'all and help you navigate through the waters to get here. So internally, this is what the course is about. And this is what many people have out there. It's about my course, facts, because it's a good course. I would take it. I have taken it. So, but anywhere that you find your inspiration, and anywhere that can uplift you, edify you, and help you and encourage you along your journey. Because you need it every day with the things that you are facing, right? In your house, outside your house, at your job, even at the store, at the CVS. It can be a lot. So you need somewhere to go, I would like for you to take the course. Take the course because it will show you how to deal with your fears. It'll help you with your self-worth. It will direct you in girding your strengths. You know, instead of all this, I can't do that, I can't do this. What can you do? You can do something because you got superpowers. We all got superpowers. It's just tuning in and turning it on. Flame on. And applying your strengths to your journey. Applying that to life in general. Absolutely. So externally, using the resources and videos and all of these research things that you've done to get rid, and then on the internal side, working on yourself, dealing with relationships one-on-one, and understanding that this journey belongs to you, not to anyone else. And you do it how you want to do it. Tell them after you get here if you need to. Work those relationships, and if you need help in learning how to communicate how you feel, learning how to discern, learning how to detach from what other people think of you, baby, this course will help you through it. And then we move on to communication, which is huge because we're muted in the States. They mute you. They mute you. We mute ourselves. That's what we told them when we was doing this. Hands up and nothing. So I want to implore that you have a voice and you deserve to be heard. You are important. What you feel is important. What you think is important. Where you go is important. How you live your life is important. Your dash matters. Born on this date, piecing out, recycling, whatever on this date. But that dash in between, that's you. That's what you got to work with. Work your dash. Work the heck out of it. Work it. Do the work. Okay. So, I'm going to leave y'all for a little while, but I'm going to be back and I'll be more consistent. I had a lot of rebranding to do. If you all notice, I hope you like my new opening. Hey, girlfriend worked on that because, you know, I'm the producer, the editor, the content creator, graphic designs, marketing. I'm all of that. I'm the whole production team, right? My assistant didn't work out, so I got to do the work, right? So I don't be telling y'all nothing I'm not doing. Oh, I'm doing it too. Facts. I'm doing it too. So do the work. Do the work. I hope you like the introduction. That's my new one. I got new dances, girl, for you. I upgraded. I hope y'all like it. I appreciate the encouragement that you all give me. It means everything to me. It keeps me going. It keeps me creating. It makes me want to give you more what you need, especially as tools. So, I'm working on some stuff for y'all. My Patreon channel will be up. And also, you'll be able to find me on Etsy and a few other places with some physical things that you all can use, such as journals and notebooks and things to document on your iPads and your tablets and keep up with yourself. And it does so much for your spirit when you can see your progress, when you see your growth. It's just like when you're on a diet. Okay, I ain't gonna eat no carbs. And you don't eat them and you be like, I want them so bad, but I'm not doing it. But ain't nothing happening. But then 2 weeks later, you be like, my pants is a little bit kind of roomy. And another 2 weeks, and you stay consistent, and you look back, and you look at what you lost. It's the same investment in yourself, in your journey. So, I want to let y'all know, for the people that came, looking for every reason not to come, every reason not to be here, every reason why I can't work, this is not the channel for you, boo. I'm going to let you know honestly. I am here for people who have a mustard seed of hope, an inkling of freedom, and just need the help, the guidance, the map, the encouragement, the inspiration to make the step and the next step. Because, baby, they on their way. They on a journey. Y'all coming through. I've seen an increase of people. Did y'all know that there's 9 million people that live abroad but work for the United States? Do your research. That's what research for you. It is an astronomical amount of people. I've heard 55. All these different numbers. Go look for yourself and get the numbers. But there are millions of people who live abroad all over the world. But yet they still are a citizen and are dual citizenship and work a job. You know, America's great for outsourcing. They outsource my job. So I know about it. So, if you need a reason not to do it, I can't give you none. But however, I can give you several reasons why, yes, you can do it. Yep. So, that is it for today, my beautiful people, my lovelies. Thank you for the consultations. Take the consultation. The prices are the same for a little while until I get some other stuff in order. I missed you all over the last couple of weeks. However, I've been working on content. Had to get my rebranding done. I hope you all like it. I think it's good. The girl grew up. So the dancing chick is my younger self. And the and the new logo was a little bit more mature because I was like, she is not popping like she used to. So that's good. Travel goodies are coming. Something for practice and something for pleasure. And I do believe it will enhance your experience in traveling abroad wherever you may go. It's a universal energy that is telling people it is time to go. So if you need confirmation, if you've been hearing the ringing, if you've been seeing the signs, if your gut tells you or your logic tells you, I'm here to confirm and affirm that yes, it is time to go. Thank you all for being with me today. I want to encourage you that you are worth it. Every bit of it. Every video, every penny, every relationship. The most important relationship you have is with yourself. So, with that being said, coming up next will probably be some more videos on apps. I want to make sure you know how to operate all of these apps before you get here so you can be more confident in your journey and knowing that you'll be able to function successfully here in Merida or anywhere you may go. So, until next time. Peace.